Hello and welcome back to the Mindvault Unlocked vlog. So today we're going to be looking at work and family life during COVID-19. Can we have it all? It's not easy balancing work and home life, but how well you manage this can make a significant difference to your relationship with your family. We understand it is not at all an easy transition if you're now working from home, and these tips will help make sure that you're being successful both at getting your work done and at maintaining your own mental well-being. It might seem like a simple tip, but it's a crucial one, although it may be tempting to work in your PJs, and for some it really doesn't make a difference. Research has shown that getting dressed in the morning can help with productivity and for getting your mind in work mode. If you're used to going into an office each day, the separation between work and home is physical. Your workspace doesn't have to be its own room, but it should feel as separate from the rest of your home as possible. Try to make your workspace work for you and make that comfortable. The biggest difference between working from home and working in the office is that you are in charge of your environment, and you have to be able to treat yourself like an employee. So this means holding yourself accountable, but also recognizing when enough is enough, just as a good manager might. If you feel yourself extending your work hours because you aren't doing anything in the evening, tell yourself it's time to put work away, recharge and start tomorrow with a fresh mind. After all, the work will still be there in the morning. Your morning commute not only gets you to work, but it also provides your brain time to prepare for work. Just because you're not now travelling doesn't mean you shouldn't carve out the equivalent routines to help you ease into your workday. Whether it's eating breakfast or enjoying your favourite cup of tea, start your day with a virtual commute. When the whole office suddenly starts working from home, you're cutting off a lot of the casual social interactions you're used to having throughout the day. This helps you feel less lonely and break up the working day. So we would encourage you to take a virtual video coffee break with your colleagues as and when you can. This will help combat isolation and help with working from home. Lots of us are feeling anxious at the moment and very, very uncertain, and suddenly being isolated at home can amplify these feelings. Please don't hesitate to reach out to a colleague and just ask how they're doing. Work-life balance is something most parents really crave, and recent surveys reveal that many parents are eager to make changes so that they can work more flexibly, even if it affects their pay, because they know that having time with their children and their family is so important. In reality though, getting the balance right is tricky. And the truth is, we work longer hours in this country than anyone else in Europe. So the chances are when Britain's parents finally arrive home, they may not have the energy for a game of football in the garden or 6 rounds battling with maths homework waiting on the kitchen table. Making changes at work by talking your hours through with your boss is a really good step. But even if you can't make big changes, or if you don't want to, some small steps, the tiniest changes to routine, can make the biggest difference to your children and to your family. So there are pros and cons to every option. If you are employed, full-time or part-time, you may have a better standard of living and can have fewer money problems. Feel pleased that you're making a contribution and have more self-esteem. Have friends and a social life outside the home, but you also may feel overwhelmed with too much work, that you are missing out on family life and that you're not there for your children or your partner. You could also feel resentful of how much you have to do on top of the things you have to do in the home. Too tired or too busy to enjoy your social life. There are no right or wrong choices, and your choices will change at various different stages in your family's life. If you are in a couple, it may feel easier if one partner stays at home while the other goes out to work, or if one is in full-time employment and the other part-time. And for others, both may continue with full-time jobs. If you're managing on your own or sharing parenting with a previous partner, the choices you have are much more limited and you'll have less support in making these choices. Trying to balance work and home life is even more difficult, and you may not always feel in control, but there are things that you can do and think about to help manage the balance between work and home. So here's 5 things parents and here at HSO suggest. So come home and be relaxed. If you need to, take 10 minutes to shower and change before you sit down with the children. Children pick up on moods and they will sense your unhappiness with the family routine. If you run in complaining about things that have held you up, or work, or missed meals and late bedtimes. But if you seem relaxed about the daily routine, they'll relax with you and take that into their stride too, even if they see you for just 30 minutes. Or at the weekend, if you work away or live separately from your children, doing this will help massively. Come in and eat with your children. If they're late or if you're late and they've already eaten, get into the habit of sitting down and enjoying a light snack and a chat with them before they go up to bed. The chat doesn't have to be about anything too heavy. Telling them about your day, an interesting job you've worked on, or a person that you've met may encourage them to also open up about their own day. But it's not always guaranteed. Every evening can be different, but that sit down over dinner can become one of the most enjoyable parts of your family's routine. Do something together. It doesn't have to be anything special or take very long. The fact is, your children will just enjoy being around you for a short time each day while you water the garden, take the dog around the block, or pick up their brother or sister from a friend's house. As long as they're relaxed with you and listening to each other, they will be happy. Enjoy the bedtime routine, so bath time, story time, or both if there's time. If you are relaxed and you've eaten, it will help low energy levels and may help you keep your eyes open during that bedtime story. You know your children don't need or want full-on entertainment. Just having your quiet company while they're playing nicely in the bath or a short story at bedtime will be enough for them. Then you can watch your children settle down happily, knowing that you are there. Make one night your special night, movie night, a Lego night, or computer game night, whatever they fancy. But your children will love to know that there's just one night when everything stops just for them. However you approach this, it is important to enjoy the time you have with your children. We understand that there is not always an easy thing to do, but the smallest changes can make the world of difference. Spending time with your children can help your family relationships become stronger and develop tighter bonds. In summary, these are indeed unprecedented times, and some of us do not know how long this will last. Remember though that family is everything. Work can always wait, but family should always come first. Comment below and let us hear your thoughts. What are you doing to maintain the work-life happy balance? Peace and love to you all.